My name is Faisal Khan. I want to discuss the cost of a money transmitter license and what it costs to apply for them. You will see many vendors that have put out pricing and state regulators and so forth, but it's a little confusing. So, what we decided to do is we decided to put a summary table for the US state money transmitter license cost with the breakdown. We typically, and by the way, we will share the link of this page in the description below. And I hope to keep updating it with more and more information because a lot of information is coming out. But right now, what you're about to see is a row by row based on the pricing. And we will slightly modify that in the coming days to include it state by state so that we can have more visibility and more detailed data on every given state. So we have decided to, put it in two places: state fee for application, preparing, and filing. So these are the government-based fees that you need to pay to either the federal government or the state. And it includes things like the application fee, the renewal fee, the surety bond, what the premiums would be. And we will discuss that premium. There's an asterisk over here. We'll tell you what the premium means. The surety bond amount, which is the minimum amount. The registered agent and secretary of state fees, the startup financial statements, the net worth, the estimated approval, the InfoSec audit, the third-party, background checks, the officer financial statements, and fingerprinting. So we have it for each of the states over here. So for example, if you were to click on Alabama and you say, what is the information on Alabama? Then it takes you to another page on our website where we provide all the information with respect to Alabama and what it costs, etc. So we have that information for each state. And we've put this into like I said, a row by row declaration for each state on what it costs to get the thing. For example, like Montana. Montana doesn't have any money transmitter license. It's the only state in the US that doesn't have an MSP license, a money transmitter license requirement, right? So there's obviously no fees associated with it. We decided to bifurcate New York with New York and BIT license because BIT license itself is a completely different animal, if you will, and we'll be including more and more information on that. So these are all the state-related fees that come out for applying for nationwide licensing. And needless to say, these fees are applicable on an individual level for the state. And if you were to find out what the total would be, so, for example, what the application fee would be or what the surety bond would be, we have included the total at the bottom. This is the application fee. This is what the surety bond premium would be. And the surety bond has been calculated at 2.5% of the bond value. And there's another thing that you need to know is, you don't need to have a surety bond for 500,000 and 10,000 and 300,000. If you're applying in more than one state, you only need to meet the most stringent requirement. You do not combine the net worth for each state. So this is, for example, the net worth over here. If you need a net worth of 25,000, you don't have to have net worth of 25,000 for Alabama and then for Alaska. You will find the most stringent one. For example, if you were applying for virtual currency or regular money transmission in Connecticut, you already are showing net worth of 500,000. If you were doing Indiana, it would be 600,000. If you were doing Pennsylvania, where's Pennsylvania somewhere, you'd be doing 500,000, etc. So you do not need to add it all up. You just need to find the most stringent one, and that is what would be applicable. And we've included links to some of these things, the NMLS and field print, what it means. So these are obviously, as I cited, state fees for filing application preparation and filing. State fee for application preparation and filing. Pardon me. And then there are obviously other fees that are included. There are non-state fees. So what would they be? The non-state fees are things like and this is where you hire a consultant like our company or any other company that would do this for you. So what is a setup fee? What is a state license application preparation fee, right? So for Alabama, for example, we charge $12,000. What is the extra work for an international applicant? So if you're an international applicant, then our fees would be so much. Why? Because international applicant requires much more information and much more vetting, and there's a whole lot of documentation and process work that is required. surety bond assistance, if you asked us to provide you with surety bond assistance, fingerprinting of foreign national, compliance, so we have multiple categories here, compliance A, B, C, and D, and we'll just talk about that. And then business plan authoring. Almost all states require a business plan. By the way, you only need to do it once if you're doing it for multiple states. You don't need to do it again and again and again. It's just mentioned it because if someone were to do just Connecticut, and then obviously they would just be following the pricing over here. Risk assessment manual, internal operation manual, FinCEN registration, independent. And by the way, you could do this very well yourself. You don't have to rely on us. But if you want to, and we can do that. What an independent compliance review would like. What if you want us to author a flow of funds for you? What a transaction set would look like. What custody of funds document would look like. What the updated compliance would look like on a monthly cost. And if you want MSP banking, what would it take? And we've included all these costs on a total basis. So if you want to apply for all the US states, all 50 of them, then we've included pricing. And we've, needless to say, have broken them down for each and every individual state. And when we talked about right there, the compliance A and B and C, so this is compliance, compliance program and risk assessment, US only transactions, non-crypto, fiat only. US and international transactions, non-crypto, fiat only. And why do we have them differently? We have them differently because obviously there's a lot of information that needs to be looked at. Rules are constantly being updated. The compliance manuals are constantly being updated. We started off the business with, compliance manuals that were just a couple of pages long. And now they are, some of them are in excess of 200, 300 pages. And it's not just providing quantity. There's a lot of quality that goes in. There's a lot of notifications, circulars, amendments that have to be updated in the compliance manual and be maintained. And we maintain the compliance manual typically in Google Docs, or we also now have started to maintain it in Notion so that any changes can be reflected in real time for you. So, as I said, so these are the non-state fees for application preparation and filing. This is what we would charge as an independent consulting agency for making sure that your MSP application and your MTL applications are filed individually in each state. And these are the costs associated for state filing for application preparation. We also do this for other countries, and we'll be putting more and more information out. But, we wanted to put this video out that basically says, okay, what are the costs associated with the money transmitter license application? And this one shows it in detail. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to ask. Put them in the comment section below. As I said, the link to this URL, this page, is also in the comment section. As always, till next time, take care of yourself. This is Faisal Khan, signing out.